Alright, my name is Zach Angelo. At UMass Dartmouth Business MIS 101 class. I'm doing a book review on the Charlton story, written by Earl Perry Charlton and George Wenis. It's a pretty good book. Notable characters: Earl Perry Charlton himself, Frank Woolworth, and Seymour Knox. Seymour Knox being Charlton's business partner. Frank Woolworth being Charles's main competition and rival throughout the business world adventure for Charlton. The book was a bit of a life story type thing. Started out with Charlton's birth in Chester, Connecticut in 1863, on June 19th, 1863. To a good family. His father was a blacksmith, but Charlton didn't want to be a blacksmith. He knew that. He wanted to be in business. He didn't end up finishing high school. I guess you didn't need it back then to be successful in business. I mean, 1800s probably didn't need it at all. He first stepped on the scene in business. He worked as a traveling salesman. This is where he met both Woolworth and Seymour Knox. Like I said, Seymour Knox would later become his partner. That went well for him, but he wanted to move forward. So after his rival Woolworth started opening up these stores, like kind of convenience stores, early on convenience stores, he wanted to do the same, but he put a little spin on it. Him and Seymour, they opened these stores called 5 and 10 cent stores, whereas they would sell goods at different qualities for different prices versus what Woolworth was doing, selling everything for the same price. They opened up these stores, and they kind of blew up. They did really well. It made way for new types of stores. Like for the future, it would make way for bigger box stores, stores that sell everything. They opened their first 5 and 10 cent store in 1890 in Fall River, and they sold out the first day that they were open. So it looked pretty successful. They ended up having 53 stores. They had Seymour and Charlton had a really good partnership. It came to an end, but it came to an end peacefully. They were kind of different people. Charlton's wealth, he liked to spread it. Woolworth kept it all. Excuse me. Yeah, Knox kept it all to himself. After the 5 and 10 cent store got boring for Charlton, he moved on to bigger things. He just kept advancing. He began to build textile mills, and he wanted to get bigger, and he became like a superpower in retail, and he just absolutely made crazy money for the time. And that's kind of the climax of the story, when he was on top of the business world as far as making money and being successful and making the right choices. He reached a point where he was so powerful and rich and being successful that basically everything he did was smart and paid off in the end. But he spread his wealth pretty good. He invested in charities. He didn't keep it all to himself. His last 5 and 10 cent store closed in 1997 because of the larger stores. They just put him out of business. They wasn't really good for the times. His wealth, it kept spreading, after his death into the charities and stuff, and it was pretty good. He died in 1930, November 20th, 1930. And like I said, he had the mansion, and his wealth went to his family. He had three kids. His wealth, like I said, got spread out, and when they auctioned off the mansion, it went the money that they got went over to charities. Pretty good book. I'd rate it probably a 6, just because it was a book. I wouldn't recommend it to incoming freshmen. I'd recommend them just to watch all these videos on YouTube of the review and kind of get a good idea for it. Other than that, not all that bad.